Yeah, we can.
Wonderful.
Shalom to everyone. It's good to see you. I don't know who's with us because I don't see the participants, but it's okay because you can see the presentation, right?
Yes, right.
Beautiful. So we have Nastya with us. If anyone would like to translate anything from Russian to Hebrew, and if I need to translate anything, I'll ask Nastya to do so.
Yep.
And I thought, Yarek told me that we have like almost an hour, so I thought I'll give some recommendation about art for the Corona days. So as you can see, we're going to start with, we're not going to start with the Mona Lisa, but we're going to go from the Mona Lisa to other kind of arts. And obviously, we're going to start with some graffiti, okay? And if anyone has any question, just stop me, raise a hand, or just, unmute yourself, and I'll be more than happy to answer everything you want. It's good to see all of you. I hope you don't go as crazy as possible in the quarantine. And let's start. And at the end, I'll leave some time for us just to talk and to for whatever we want. Okay. So we're gonna start with some graffiti, if you don't mind. Okay, everybody, are we good? Yes. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start with some graffiti because we're gonna talk about art and culture, and I'm gonna know if in all over the world, graffiti is illegal, obviously. So what we can see here is a graffiti artist that just painted the word red on a red wall, okay? And then people from the city council or whatever it is came from the establishment, and you can see that they erased the word red. So the three artists came and did what? Painted red again, but look where he did it, where it's not painted red, right? And then they came from the city hall again and erased it. So he came and did that, okay? And they continue, and they did it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. But now we have a problem, right? What is the problem? The graffiti guy came to the end of the wall, of the red wall, and now he has a problem. So look what he does. Okay, everybody can see? He wrote the word red, but above the line with a question mark. So what's supposed to happen now? They came from the city council, city hall, whatever it is, and just erased it with water. You know, water pressure? Okay, they did it with some water pressure. So look at what he did. Pressure wash, paint red. So now we have a conversation between the graffiti artist, right, and the council or whoever cleans for the city council. So just think about it. The establishment is talking with the felon, the guy that, doesn't accept the rules on himself. Now he's giving them orders, what they should do. So this is what they do. So they painted red, but they forgot to pressure wash. So he asked them, what about this? So they come again, and now they did something they weren't supposed to do, right? What did they do? They went above the line. They cheated the game. So he wrote them, red, question mark, you went above the line. Like he told them that they did something that they weren't supposed to do, although he's the felon. So they come from the city council, as you can see. So pressure wash, and they erased it. So he did it again. Pressure wash, paint red. Now, if you were in the council or, in charge of the public sphere, what would you do? Okay, you see what happened? They came from the city and they just painted everything in red. So if we think about it, the guy who obviously lived in the area made the city council paint the house on his street and make it like a bit nicer, more aesthetic, right? And if we thought it's gonna end here, well, that's one way to end it. Thanks, mate, it's been fun. Okay, so as you can see, he's still playing with them. By the way, there's another guy in England, I'm gonna show you this. Anonymous artist Wanksy draws penises on UK footholds to make government fix them. So we've got a story about a guy who wanted to fix potholes, you know, like the holes in the street. And he wanted the government to do something, or the city council to do something about it. And obviously they didn't do. So what did he do? Instead of complaining and sending forms and talking to them on the website, he did that. Okay? And obviously, think about it. At the same morning, the whole street is waking up with the children and the parents on the way to school, and they see it. What's going to happen in 2 hours? That. So you can see how graffiti and how does felons can communicate and can change the real life, can change reality, can change the atmosphere. Now, about graffiti, I know that some of you obviously knows Banksy, right? He's a very, very famous graffiti artist. He walks all over the world. Nobody knows who he is. By the way, he walked, I don't know if he has any graffiti in Ukraine, but he has graffiti in Israel. I'm going to show you. You can see the chopper, right? The helicopter with the blue sky on the security fence. Everybody can see it, right? You can see his graffiti. That's not the point. Look at the left. You see the hotel, the World of Hotel. This is called the ugliest hotel in the world. And the guy who designed this hotel, it's on the other side of the fence. It's on the Palestinian side of the fence. And the guy that was in charge of designing it was Banksy himself. And I'm going to show you the bed within the hotel.
Yehonatan, sorry that I'm interrupting. Maybe, like, if I'll ask if everyone understands what's going on, and yeah. А все понимают, что происходит, нужно объяснить, перевести.
А можно, пожалуйста, вкратце?
Okay. So I'm gonna translate and explain some things that we were, like, passing. Да, история о том, что мы будем говорить про искусство в эпоху короны, и начнем не с искусства как такового, да, как бы живопись и так далее, а с граффити, да, то, как сейчас это происходит в разных странах мира. Мы начали с диалога одного граффити-артиста в Лондоне, который общался с муниципальными службами через вот эти надписи, да, там красное, они закрашивали. Потом он снова писал, и так они как бы общались на протяжении некоторого времени, пока они полностью не покрасили здание на улице. Это была первая история. Вторая история, что тоже в Англии парень рисовал члены на местах, которые нужно было типа исправить, в плане там отремонтировать дорогу или там отремонтировать здание или еще что-то. И таким образом он, да, как бы помогал улучшить город через искусство. Вот. И сейчас следующая история. Вот эта гостиница, которая на фотографии, она считается самой уродливой гостиницей в мире. И сейчас будет история про того же Уэнкси, который был с неприличными рисунками на асфальте. Yes, I'm done.
Okay, just mark me every time you want to stop me and translate, okay? Much more important that everybody will understand than, you know, from me speaking.
Maybe let's like make after each piece of the story like pause and I will explain. But, thanks.
Sababa is international, right?
What?
Sababa. I said Sababa and I thought Sababa everybody understands.
Okay.
It's like Ma'agal Gadol, okay? So everybody can see one of the bedrooms that Banksy designed. And I want to go to a different graffiti. I want to show you something that I took a picture of him in Israel. Look at this graffiti. And the question is, and you're more than welcome to participate and ask that you can translate or whoever wants, what is the meaning of this graffiti? Whoever did this graffiti, the artist, what did he wanted from us?
Вопрос в студию. Что автор хотел сказать этим граффити? Можно участвовать, говорить свое мнение, я переведу.
Война.
The war.
War. Which war?
Какая война? Who's what?
Natusa, who's fighting? Which war?
Кто между кем воюет?
Человек и государство.
The person and the government.
The person and the government. I'm guessing the government that she's thinking about is the barcode, right?
Я так понимаю, ты имеешь в виду, что государство — это вот этот штрих-код?
Но у меня первая мысль пришла в голову о том, что как обязательная вот эта вот армия, обязательно кого-то на войну бросает и так далее. И вот у меня первая картинка, то, что идет человек военный, а потом эти штрих-код — это как трупы на войне.
Okay, so the first, what I thought when I saw this graffiti, that when there is a war, the government sends every person to the war, and the guy who is with the like some kind of a weapon is walking, and before him he sees the dead bodies, and the dead bodies are the barcode.
Oh, I understand. So I'm gonna, because we don't have a lot of time in the translation, we're gonna take double time. I'm just gonna say we can obviously see the evolution, the sign of evolution, right? From the monkey to the man. And we can see that humanity is going on one direction, and this direction is maybe the barcode can symbolize capitalism or the ununiqueness that humanity has as a whole. And again, there is no right and wrong answer. It's out, so we don't know.
У нас не будет очень много времени на перевод, да, но можно сказать, что вот этот баркод, штрих-код, означает своего рода капитализм, да, и люди, которые идут в сторону этого капитализма. Yes.
Let's see another one. What do you think?
И
What does it mean?
что вы думаете, что это значит?
It's someone who wants to stop, like, these people who comes to some direction.
Who is this someone?
Step in evolution. It's someone from religion point.
Viola is someone from Chabad?
I think, yeah.
People stop the evolution by themselves.
Oh, people stop the evolution by themselves, but look at the person that stops the evolution. Who is he? Is he religion? Is he religious? Is he ultra-Orthodox? Is he Haredi? Is he Judaism? I mean, try to think. I know that each of us, when we see this graffiti, we can imagine a different thing about who is this guy. We all see the evolution. By the way, could it be science versus religion fighting each other? I don't know. I'm just saying, look at how the graffiti is making us meet ourselves, making us meet our thoughts about whatever we see here, okay? So I'm just saying that what's so special about the graffiti is that it's not in the museum. It didn't ask for your permission to be shown to you, to take over your thoughts, to take over your perspective, your translation of the artist's message. So all I wanted to see is what graffiti does to us and what art is doing to us when we meet ourselves throughout the graffiti and throughout the art. And we're gonna see a different art. I'm guessing, I hope the Russian words are correct. It's supposed to say Michelangelo and David, and I think I'm good, right? And so I think that a lot of you know this statue in Florence. We have two of them, and it's a magnificent statue by Michelangelo. He did it in, you can see the 1504 AC. And what's so special about this piece of art, this statue, first of all, it's huge. It's 4 meters of one stone. It's amazing. And you know, when Michelangelo is doing this statue, he's writing in his memoir, in his memories, that he wanted to capture David in the moment of heroism. Nastya, you can translate.
Окей, вернемся на секунду к тому, что было раньше, когда была история с граффити. Его идея в том, что, во-первых, нас не спрашивают, хотим ли мы это видеть, потому что это граффити не находится в каком-то арт-музее. И с вот этой историей про эволюцию мы видим эволюцию, но каждый из нас видит в этих как бы, да, персонажах кого-то своего, и мы не знаем, это эти люди религиозные, светские, это мужчина, женщина, кто это, да, и мы каждый складываем свой смысл. Кстати, для Микеланджело это, во-первых, это скульптура, она огромная, она 4 метра высотой, это сплошной камень, и она потрясающая. И когда Микеланджело ее создавал, он вкладывал в нее смысл, что это, боже, помогите с украинского перевести, возвеличение.
Возвышение.
Возвышение героизма. I was translating from Ukrainian.
You're forgetting the language.
What, Russian? Yes.
Oh, she forget in Russian, but not forget Ukrainian. It's good.
Or Hebrew. It's okay.
Hebrew I can
Сейчас.
forget. Okay.
Настя, можно я тебя поправлю? Он хотел запечатлеть момент героизма.
Спасибо.
To capture the moment, то есть, ну, захватить момент. Не возвеличить, просто захватить момент.
Принято. Спасибо.
Громно moment. That's it, Nastya? So I think if you look good at the statue and think about Michelangelo thinking about heroism, you can see that David is holding something in both of his hands. And if you go around the statue, if you'll be in Florence, you can see that it's attached. This is David's stone, Rogatka, okay? The thing that he used to kill Goliath, which means he hasn't done it already. It's before the act. It's the moment of the decision. So Michelangelo see the moment of heroism in the decision, before the act. Nastya.
Если вы обратите внимание, вы увидите, что Давид держит в руках камень-рогатку, и, что важно отметить, это перед тем, как камень был брошен, да? Это означает, что Микеланджело хотел запечатлеть момент героизма перед принятием решения, да? И это то, что важно в этой скульптуре.
Which is exactly the opposite from Gustav Dora. It will draw David and say, I will draw him in the moment of heroism, but look at what he does. It's after the act. We can see David holding Goliath's head. That means he's already killed him. So Gustav Dora looks at the moment of heroism in the act, and Michelangelo sees the moment in the decision. Nastya.
Следующее, то, что видите на рисунке, это Густав Дора, который изображает того же Давида, но в момент совершения акта героизма, в то время как Микеланджело изображает героизм в момент принятия решения.
And the question is, between those two, who is right? Where can we capture heroism? In the decision or in the act?
И вопрос стоит между этими двумя произведениями. Как мы изображаем героизм? В момент принятия решения совершить поступок, либо в момент, собственно, совершения этого поступка?
Now, think about it before you decide who is right, but you have to decide who is right.
Вы должны решить, кто прав.
А никто не прав, потому что героизм есть и там, и там. Каждый автор по-разному его изобразил со своей точки зрения и показал этот героизм. Героизм есть и на первом, и на втором изображении.
So we can say that there is someone who's right, because each author meant something by himself. And и что? Повтори, пожалуйста, последнее.
Ну, последнее я повторился, что героизм есть и на первом, и на втором изображении.
That we can see the heroism as on the first as on the second piece of art.
So I agree that we cannot say that one of them is right, but I think we can say that both of them is right.
That's exactly what he said. Maybe I was not.
Oh, beautiful. They both right because they are the artists and they decide how to tell the story.
Да, и именно поэтому мы говорим, что они оба правы, потому что они каждый сам решает, как рассказать историю.
And when we see art, and when we see art, and we'll talk about movies and books afterwards, but art is telling the story of the history, and the artist will decide how the history will come and how it will look to us. So they are like the agent of memory, the people who make the artist, actually.
Здесь мы приходим к тому моменту, когда говорим о том, что деятели искусства, они агенты памяти, потому что именно от того, как они изобразят какое-либо историческое событие, зависит то, как мы будем на это смотреть. Мы дальше будем двигаться к книгам и фильмам, да, но пока вот этот пример с Микеланджело и Дора показывает нам как раз разницу восприятия.
I'm not going to take a lot of time to talk about the citizens of Calais by Auguste Rodin. Whoever want to know the story of this statue will go to Wikipedia or to Google. It's called the Citizens of Calais. It's a city in France. Okay, I'm going to skip it.
What is the name once again?
The Citizens of Calais. Ezrachei Calais.
Мы сейчас не будем останавливаться на этой скульптуре, вы потом залезете в Википедию, называется автор Август Роден, граждане Кале. Это на будущее.
I want to go to a statue that I think most of you already know, which is the Titus Gate that is in Rome up until now.
Я думаю, что большинство из вас знают эту скульптуру, она до сих пор находится в Риме, называется «Ворота Тита».
Now, what we can see here, it's on the gate in Rome, and we can see this is the march, the winning march by the Romans, going from Israel back to Rome. And as you can see, they carry the menorah and they carry the temple tools of the Jews. Then they're going to take it to Italy.
То, что вы видите, это победный марш римлян, которые идут из Израиля в Рим, и вы видите, что они несут менору и то, что было в храме.
This is a very special statue because what the Romans did in the Titus Gate, they put all the winnings of the Roman Empire. And there is one battle that they didn't put there.
Once again, I didn't understand. Sorry.
Say on the Titus Gate, there's all of the winnings during the history of the empire, on the Roman Empire. And they didn't put there one fight they had in history. And I'm going to say which fight is it after we will translate.
То, что вы видите, что римляне всегда изображали, да, они в виде таких скульптур все битвы, которые у них происходили. Есть одна, которую они не вычеканили, да, и сейчас мы о ней поговорим.
The one fight that is not there is the one from Masada. And I think some of you have been to Masada.
Та битва, которую они не запечатлели в скульптуре, это битва на Масаде. Я думаю, что многие из вас были там.
And obviously the Romans didn't put Masada on the Titus Gate because it wasn't a win. They fought there for 3 years, but when they overcome and conquer Masada, all they found is bodies, weapons, but it was the Roman weapons that they left there and the Jews found. They found money and food, but it was the Roman money and food that they left there before the Jews came. So it wasn't a winning from the Roman Empire view.
Почему эта битва не была изображена? Потому что это не была победа. Когда римляне вернулись, чтобы как бы, да, взять реванш, они обнаружили там еду, тела погибших римлян, и поэтому да, как бы это не... В общем, они изображали только победные битвы, это была той, которую они не хотели, да, как-то оставить в истории.
And by the way, I recommend this movie with Peter O'Toole and Peter Strauss. It was made in the 70s, and it's a pretty long, it's like a series. It's not on Netflix, but you can find it online. It's like 4 or 6 hours, all combined. But it's a great, great film, a great series.
Рекомендую вам кино, которое вот афиша слева. Оно 4-6 часов в общей сложности, 70-х годов. Очень рекомендую.
And now, if we talked about movies, we're gonna move to movies. What are the 4 words that makes every movie great?
Мы сейчас перейдем к категории фильмы. Какие 4 аспекта, какие 4 вещи делают фильмы крутыми, классными?
Based on a true story.
Основано на реальных событиях.
Is it 4 words in Russian as well?
What?
Is it 4 words in Russian as well?
Основано на реальных событиях. Ken. Да.
Good.
Yes.
4 words. We're good. I want to give you some examples.
Несколько примеров.
I think some of the movies you already know, right? Pearl Harbor. I think some of you have watched it. Hidden Figures. The story of the 3 black women that worked for NASA and helped put in a man on the moon. And you can see the first man about Neil Armstrong going to the moon. Moneyball with Brad Pitt, about the man who changed the baseball game forever. All the President People. And you can see Prince of Egypt. If you haven't seen Prince of Egypt by Pixar and Disney, go and watch it. It's a great movie about Pesach, a great animation, great story that they're doing over there. It's pretty amazing. And I put a few other, Bridge of Spies, the story between Russia and Germany after the war in Berlin with Tom Hanks. It was directed by Steven Spielberg. Band of Brothers, I don't know how many of you heard about it. It's 10 episodes about the Second World War, about one platoon that goes to Germany, also directed by Spielberg and Tom Hanks. And you can see Munich, right, in the end, about the story of how Israel assassinated the people from the terror organization Black September, who murdered the Israeli sports athletes from the Olympics in Munich in '72. And I even put 300, which is the story about Sparta, if you remember. Now, just look at those movies. I think some of you have seen some of the movies here, because those movies has the strength to take a story that we know and to give it life, to give it meaning. If I'll just, I'm going to ruin one example for you from Prince of Egypt, the story of Pesach. I'm going to show you a short clip from the movie. Just look at the plagues. We're going to see the chapter from the plagues. Look at the frogs and the blood, and just think about the work of the animator who needs to tell Pesach story to kids and families all over the world. How would he, when Moses is talking to God, think about it. As an animator and as a director, you need to decide what is the sound of God, of the voice of God. By the way, in the American version, do you think it's a man or a woman? It's both. In the Israeli version, it's only a man. Okay, and there is another great scene. Think about we have 10 plagues, and the last one is the harvest. When God is actually killing all the firstborns of the Egyptians. Now, if you're going to make a movie to the whole family, how are you going to draw death of children? And the scene is pretty amazing. You see the camera, the drawing camera, goes all over the Egyptian houses, and every time it goes by an Egyptian house window, you don't see anything. It's all black, but you can hear a voice. You can hear the next voice. It goes, and that's the sound of the death of the firstborns of the Egyptian, the last plague. And I want to show you. Yeah.
Да. Я быстро переведу то, о чем мы говорили, несколько вещей. Первое, на экране список фильмов, которые основаны на реальных событиях. Я тут вкратце рассказала про каждый из них. Мы сейчас будем смотреть отрывок из «Принца Египта». Это мультфильм, который рассказывает историю Песаха. И на что важно обратить внимание, подумайте о том, как режиссер этого фильма изобразил историю Песаха таким образом, чтобы люди во всем мире, не только евреи, смогли понять историю и суть происходящего. Второй момент. Фильм американский, мультфильм американский, и в американской версии Всевышний — это и женщина, и мужчина, и то, и другое. В израильской версии Всевышний — это он мужского пола. Третий момент. Вы знаете, что есть 10 казней, и последняя из них, она самая страшная, это смерть младенцев. Обратите внимание на то, как режиссер изобразил, там будет камера как бы двигаться вдоль каждого из домов, и как каждая смерть изображается, как вы на уровне аудиального, и визуального аспекта. Ну и сейчас мы будем смотреть кусочек. Yes, I'm done.
You didn't do...
It was about... окей, значит, и вот этот звук, который только что сделал Йонатан, это то, как было изображено, собственно, последняя казнь. I said that you did it.
Do it. Translate. There we go.
Вот так вот.
By the way, all the movies that I put here, I highly recommend those movies. Hidden Figures, a beautiful movie about empowering women. and explaining their roles in history. Think about it. Most of the movies we know are telling the history of men. I mean, this is the point of view of history. Men had the power, men decided, men were the directors, the producers. So we don't know a lot of female heroes in movies. Hidden Figures is one of them.
Фильм, который находится слева внизу, «Скрытые фигуры», по-моему, так он переводится. Обратите внимание, что это фильм, который рассказывает о женщинах в истории, о лидерах, потому что чаще всего мы говорим о мужчинах, которые совершили какие-то там большие вещи или изменили как-то историю. И, в общем, очень рекомендую этот фильм.
Now we're going to see a short clip from the Prince of Egypt. By the way, because we just had Leila Seder, I just want to remind everyone, Moses is the leader, but it took 6 women to nurture and to hold Moses alive. His mother, his sister, his nanny, Pharaoh's wife, right? I mean, we have 6 women that had to raise him. So this is a part of Prince of Egypt, a small part. Hopefully it will work as good. If your internet is a bit slow, maybe it will jump, okay? So just tell me, give me a like and unlike, so I'll know if to leave it on.
Делайте палец вверх, палец вниз, если про качество. Покажите палец вверх, если вам нормально видно.
Once I called you brother, once I thought the chance to make you laugh was all I ever wanted. And even now, I wish that God had chose another. Serving as your foe on his behalf is the last thing that I wanted. This was my home. All this pain and devastation, how it tortures me inside. All the innocent who suffer from your stubbornness and pride. You who I called brother, why must you call down another blow?
Old brother, how could you have come to hate me so? Is this what you wanted? Then let my heart be hardened, and never mind how high the cost may grow. This will still be so. I will never let your people go.
Okay, so that was Moses and Pharaoh. Hopefully you had a good look. I'm guessing everybody in Leila Seder, maybe this one was a bit different. We did it all by ourselves, all by Zoom, but we need to remember, how do you say Leila Seder in Russian, Nastya?
Seder Pesach.
Seder Pesach. Think about the word Seder. What is Seder? Seder is order. Okay? The whole, sorry.
В этот раз мы праздновали Седер Песах совершенно по-другому, да, либо с зумом, сами у себя дома, без того, чтобы собраться с друзьями и семьей. И на иврите слово Седер означает порядок. Yes, and the question?
So it's not a question, but just think about it, that the evening of the order, the Leila Seder, there is one mitzvah that you're supposed to do. and it's Vehigadeta lebincha, and you told your child.
И есть целый ряд мицвот, да, заповедей, которые мы должны выполнять на седер, и одна из них — это, скажем, передать историю дальше, да, рассказать о истории своему, a child, okay? Своему ребенку.
And you need to tell your child what is the order, what is the seder of becoming the Jewish people, of becoming one nation.
И вы должны передать своему ребенку историю того, каков порядок становления еврейского народа, как этот народ стал еврейским.
So I think that when we see and when we watch Prince of Egypt, and I remember a few years ago I did the seder in Germany, and there were a bunch of kids, and I set them at the head of the table with me because they were supposed to understand the story of Pesach, of the Seder, of the order of becoming people. And I remember using this film to explain them what exactly are we talking about. Because this is the only thing we need to do on evening Pesach.
Несколько лет назад я была на Седер Песах в Германии, и вместе со мной во главе стола сидели дети, потому что именно они должны были понять, что происходит на Песах, да, почему мы рассказываем эту историю. И тогда я использовала этот мультик, чтобы им рассказать об этом.
So we can see how we can use art as well to help us to tell a story. Now, I want to tell you, I think some of you already knows that one of the most special days in Israel is Memorial Day. It's a very, it's not only emotional, it's connected to all of us because all of us used to be either soldiers or we are in reserve service. So the army and the civil society in Israel are connected very much.
Я думаю, что многие из вас знают, что в Израиле одним из самых важных дней в году это День памяти, потому что в этот день он очень эмоциональный, и в этот день чувствуется связь между солдатами и гражданскими.
And a few years ago, one of the education organizations in Israel started a new project here in Israel. This is how it's called, Tzofim v'Zochrim, Watch and Remember.
Несколько лет назад одна организация начала следующий проект, который называется «Видим, смотрим и помним».
And what they did is they took animation students and sent them to meet families of fallen soldiers who died in combat. And the families told the story of the soldier to the animation student, and each student had to create a short film.
Что они сделали? Они взяли группу студентов, которые учились визуальной анимации, и отправили каждого из них в семью, в чужую семью, у которой кто-то погиб на войне. И попросили, чтобы родственники рассказали студентам историю того, как это произошло, и после чего каждый из них сделал свой короткометражный мультфильм.
By the way, I'm guessing most of you remember from last year Eva's story on Instagram, the kid in the Holocaust.
Я думаю, многие из вас помнят с прошлого года. В Инстаграме была серия в сторис истории Евы, да, так это по-русски, про трагедию в Шоа. Да.
I want to show you a short clip from Memorial Day animation project they did a few years ago.
Я вам покажу небольшой видеоклип из этого проекта.
I'll just say it's about a pilot who crashed into Sea of Galilee.
Это про пилота, который разбился в Галилейском море.
שכבר ארזנו את הכל והתפזרנו, תמיד נשארת עוד מילה אחת שלא אמרנו, עניין אחד סגור שלא פתחנו, וצליל טועה שמאחור שכחנו. עד הפעם הבאה, וים של מבטים, עיניים מסתכלות עליך, ומה שתעשה הזמן חומק מבין אצבעותיך. ניסית להמריא לפתוח שערי שמיים, אבל על האדמה אתה הולך בינתיים. עד הפעם הבאה, עד הפעם הבאה, עד הפעם הבאה.
By the way, his body was found in the Sea of Galilee only 2 years ago.
Тело этого солдата было найдено в Галилейском море только 2 года назад. Он погиб в 91-м.
And obviously, I'm talking about the Jewish story, and we have another very, very emotional story, as you all know, the catastrophe, the Holocaust, but it's very connected when the war finished and Israel has established, and I want to talk about the art that was being made after the Holocaust.
Сейчас хочу поговорить об искусстве, которое существовало после окончания войны, когда государство Израиль создавалось.
So obviously I'm going to talk about a few movies, but then I'm going to talk about only one, okay? So as you can see, I put a few of the movies here. I don't know which one of you knows which of the movie, but I want to give you a few recommendations, okay? I'm going to start with Daniel Craig. I know you know him as the James Bond. You can see the movie here, Defiance. He's telling the story of the Bielski brothers. Have you ever heard about Bielski brothers? Just give me a sign.
Мы сейчас говорим про фильм с Дэниелом Крейгом внизу слева. Если вы слышали про Bielski Brothers, если вы слышали про эту историю, палец вверх, палец вниз, если нет.
If you haven't heard about them, those are 3 brothers who escaped the Nazis into the woods, and at the nighttime, they lived in the woods for 3 years. And during the nighttime, they would go to the ghetto and help Jews to come out to the woods. And in a certain point, they saved 1,800 Jews that lived with them in the village, in the woods, for 3 years.
Это история про 3 братьев, которые сбежали от нацистов, и на протяжении 3 лет они жили в лесах. И за это время они спасли более 1800 евреев, которые по ночам они помогали им сбегать из лагерей, и вместе с ними жили среди леса.
I recommend the movie, but if you don't go and see the movie, at least Google the Bielski brothers to know their story. It's an amazing story. And a very unique one that I'm glad that they did a movie on. I'm going to move to The Woman in Gold. You see Ryan Reynolds in black and white?
Вы видите «Женщина в золотом», «Woman in Gold», это черно-золото-белых цветах.
It's a very famous story about the art that was stolen by the Nazi, and a specific piece of art, a drawing of the woman in gold, and the whole story about how this woman that owned this piece of art gained it back from Austria many years after the war.
Это история о произведениях искусства, которые были украдены нацистами во время войны, и история как раз о одном из произведений искусства называется «Женщина в золотом», и как эта женщина потом, которую вы видите на изображении, смогла вернуть себе эту картину уже от Австрии спустя много лет после войны.
Beneath it, you can see Operation Finale, the story about how they caught Adolf Eichmann. This is on Netflix as well.
Внизу фильм «Операция Финале», это так называется по-русски, она есть на Netflix, о том, как смогли поймать Айхмана.
Next to it, I put a movie that is very harsh to watch, but it's also pretty good, God on Trial, that tells about Jews in the ghetto that are putting God on trial. And the rabbi is the judge. And the whole movie is the story about the trial, that they're going to put God on trial, and you need to see the movie if you want to know if he was found guilty, God himself, okay, in the camp.
Следующий фильм, он справа от «Операции Финале», называется «Всевышний на суде». Она рассказывает историю о суде двух евреев, один из которых раввин.
I'm going to talk about two movies very quickly, okay? Because they changed my point of view on how I saw the Holocaust. You can see the Labyrinth of Lies, and you can see the Operation Valkyrie.
Вы видите два фильма. Это те, которые очень сильно поменяли мое отношение к некоторым вещам. Первый из них — это «Лабиринт лжи», справа внизу, и другой фильм, там, где с Томом Крузом, «Операция Валькирия».
I saw those movies only when I was 25. And that was the first time I heard the story about the German people who fought against the Nazi army.
Я посмотрела эти фильмы, когда мне было 25. Это был первый раз, когда я услышал о том, что были немцы, которые не были согласны с нацистскими взглядами.
So the Operation Valkyrie with Tom Cruise talking about the German officers, very high-rank officers, that tried to kill Hitler from within the army, and they didn't succeed.
Фильм «Операция Валькирия» рассказывает о немецких офицерах, которые хотели, которые хотели убить других немецких офицеров, которые, то есть они были настроены против Гитлера и хотели безуспешно, да, но изнутри воевать против немецкой армии.
And I'm not going to talk about Schindler's List, but I want to know, please mark me, who saw the movie Schindler's List? Like
Покажите, кто видел фильм «Список Шиндлера».
Oh, no, okay, I see. No, yes. Most of you said yes. Listen, I think our parents and we, when we think about the Holocaust, when someone is talking about the Holocaust, first thing we do is we capture those pictures from Schindler's List. When Steven Spielberg did Schindler's List, he took the Holocaust and brought it to life to those people who couldn't imagine what was happening there.
Когда мы или наши родители думаем о том, что происходило во время Холокоста, мы вспоминаем кадры из фильма «Список Шиндлера». И Стивен Спилберг, режиссер этого фильма, он воспроизвел историю, которая, да, как бы вернул этой истории жизнь, да, чтобы люди, которые, к счастью, ее не видели, смогли увидеть, как это происходило.
So if you haven't seen it, please watch it. But before we finish, I need to take you to the most important film that was ever done by the biggest artist that was ever lived.
Перед тем, и сейчас я вам хочу показать фильм, который, великолепный фильм, который был сделан одним из самых потрясающих артистов.
Charlie Chaplin, the great dictator.
Великий диктатор Чарли Чаплин.
I want to explain something. Charlie Chaplin is publishing this movie 2 years before America get involved in the war.
Это важно отметить, что фильм вышел за 2 года до того, как Америка стала участвовать в разрешении войны.
2 years before America thinks it's right, the right thing to do, Charlie Chaplin is already mocking Hitler and explaining how wrong the situation in Europe is. 2 years before that.
За 2 года до того, как Америка принимает решение, что важно вмешаться в ситуацию, и то, что, да, вещи идут не так, в общем, неправильно, Чарли Чаплин уже показывает на Гитлера, да, обращает внимание на него и говорит о том, что все идет в неправильную сторону.
And according to the records, Hitler saw this movie twice.
Согласно архивам, Гитлер смотрел этот фильм 2 раза.
I want to show you the final scene from the movie.
Я вам хочу показать финальную сцену из фильма.
Before I press play, I want you to notice when it's not the character of the great dictator, it's Charlie Chaplin, the actor, talking to us in this scene.
Once again, when it's not...
I want you to see how Charlie Chaplin, as an actor, used the movie not to let the character be the character on the screen. This is Charlie Chaplin, not the character. This is the man talking to the audience. He's breaking the fourth wall.
Я хочу обратить внимание, что увидите, что это не Чарли Чаплин, который играет персонажа, это человек, который говорит в аудиторию.
Look how he stops being the character and going back to being Charlie Chaplin, and he looking directed at the camera towards us.
Увидите, как он перестает быть персонажем и начинает говорить прямо в аудиторию, становится Чарли Чаплином и говорит прямо к нам.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Well, this is why Charlie Chaplin is the ultimate artist. Please understand, the world is at war, and he's using art to talk to the people, to talk to their hearts, to talk to their brains, to talk to the soldiers, to talk to everyone. He used art to carry a message that's supposed to overcome barriers, overcome nationalities. He shows us what is the role of art.
Именно поэтому Чарли Чаплин уникальный актер, потому что с помощью искусства во время войны он говорит о том, что идет война, и умудряется преодолеть очень много барьеров, да, он преодолевает понятие национальности, религии, разностей, пытаясь донести какой-то месседж, сообщение до каждого человека, который увидит этот фильм.
And from the great dictator, I want to take us to someone from these days. The dictator, Sacha Baron Cohen.
И от того диктатора я хочу вас перенести в современную историю диктатора, фильм с Сашей Барон Коэном.
That he's doing probably the same thing as Charlie Chaplin. I'm going to show you a short clip. I don't have the Russian subtitles. I couldn't find it. It's a short clip in like 1 minute. In English, let's see, and we'll talk afterwards.
Woo! Oh, be quiet. Why are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests. I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try.
So I'm gonna just talk about not what he said, but think about what he's doing in this scene, talking to the American people as an actor, and he's making fun of them, and he's making satire. He tells them, try to imagine how fun it is to be a dictatorship and not a democracy. And then he describing exactly the reality in the US today.
Обратите внимание на то, как он обращается к американцам и говорит о том, он им говорит, представьте, каково это быть диктатором в демократичной стране, и начинает приводить примеры, которые являются по факту тем, что происходит в американском государстве.
And from that, I want to go exactly straight to Corona days and try to recommend a few things. Obviously, I know you all know Netflix and Hulu and Apple TV and Prime Video and Disney, Marvel and Star Wars. I know a lot of us are going a bit crazy indoors, but this is a very, very good time to educate ourselves, to learn about history, to observe art. And there is tons of projects that are being done now. One of them is this Google Art project. Google Street View. So they did the same thing with museums. Over 500 museums have been filmed and uploaded to the web to Art Project Google. Настя.
И сейчас мы перейдем как бы к нынешней ситуации. Во-первых, это отличная возможность, чтобы выучить и узнать очень много новых вещей. Первое — это Art Project от Google. Вы знаете Google Street, да, там, где как фотографии там, разных городов, стран. Они сделали то же самое с музеями.
And they didn't only took photos and screen of the museum, but of the pictures themselves.
Which pictures? Like not only
in the museum, they took photos in the museum and scan it.
И, в общем, они сделали не только фотографии внутри музея, они сделали, собственно, сами произведения искусства отдельно.
I'll give you an example.
Например.
So we're going to watch a picture of Bruegel the Father.
Hello, I'm Leslie Feist, and together we're going to look at one image. Just one, very closely. This is the Tower of Babel, or Tower of Babel, depending on where you live. This is a very rare subject for painting, a Genesis image that comes after the flood, when mankind, drunk with pride, built a very high tower whose goal was to reach the sky.
Look at the zoom they did to the pictures.
Seeing this, God rankled at the hubris of building a stairway to heaven and scrambled their languages so all of humanity would be incomprehensible to one another. And this is how languages were born. Peter Bruegel the Elder was born he was a Dutch and Flemish Renaissance painter, and a contemporary of Raphael and Michelangelo. So to put that in context, that's like the Kings of Convenience and Chance the Rapper. This painting is almost as tall as me and stands 5'1". It seems to have been painted so viewers can almost dive into its details. All around here, there's a feeling of bustling and...
I'm gonna stop just for a sec. Just look at the zoom. We're gonna go up to 80% zoom.
Busy work, a sight where work and life are fading into one another, with the cranes and the scaffolding and the human-sized hamster wheel. Some temporary houses have been built like tiny mushrooms on a giant redwood tree. The extraordinary sense of detail Bruegel possessed is highlighted by his gifted drawing and kind observational skills. I feel he was a humanist at heart. Zoom in and you'll see hundreds of tiny characters. A sailor in a crow's nest of a ship, workers curled up napping in the grass, women hanging transparent brushstrokes of linens while children gather under archways, the ghost of a fisherman, a man in the river. Oh, never mind. The story goes that Bruegel would dress as a peasant and take gifts to weddings of strangers. As an uninvited... Hello,
just to try and explain, look at what Google do, how much we can learn about the culture with this tool of Zoom Out by Google. And I want to end with this photo, which I love. If you know, when people used to dig coal out of the tunnels in the mountains from the coal mines, they used to take this bird, the canarian. So far, so good, Настя?
Хочу закончить. Во-первых, возвращаясь к Google Art, посмотрите, насколько тщательно вы там можете изучить культуру, историю того, что происходило благодаря вот этой опции зума. Вторая вещь, я закончу следующей фотографией, когда люди работали в шахтах, добывали полезные ископаемые, они использовали канареек.
And if you know, this bird, they use it to know when the air is if they're gonna go out of air. Because once the bird is starting to choke, they know this is the end and they need to go back.
как птицы им помогали выжить внутри шахты, потому что когда птица начинала задыхаться, это означало, что воздух скоро заканчивается, им нужно выходить, подниматься обратно.
And I want to say that this is exactly the role of art for us. The main role of the artist is to be 1 meter ahead and 1 meter above us, to tell us how he sees the future, to warn us from difficulties, from danger, to look at society from a side. And this is why capturing art and just consuming art is so important.
И это как раз отображение искусства, самой сути искусства, потому что художник, он должен находиться в одном, на секунду раньше, на метр ближе к тому, что происходит, чтобы успеть запечатлеть происходящее и дать нам возможность это увидеть.
And I think that now, during Corona, 2 things is available. One is tons of art from all over the world, and the other one is the ability to follow artists and to see how they see this humanity crisis that we are experiencing, ourselves in every home, every country, every continent.
И во время карантина у нас есть 2 опции. Первое — это узнать об искусстве больше, да. Вторая — это подписаться на современных артистов и увидеть, как они реагируют на мировой кризис. И это можно сделать, пока мы все сидим дома.
So this is what I wanted to say about art and Corona days. And if there is any questions or any remarks, or you just want to say hi or to do a virtual laboratory, that would be the time.
Это то, что хотел сказать по поводу искусства и короны. Если у вас есть вопросы, комментарии, можете просто сказать привет и начать говорить. Я, если что, переведу. Вот. И я не поняла, но можем сделать виртуальную лабораторию.
Да, скажи что-то. Я включила. Я вас... Расскажи на английском. I'm impressed. Thank you.
And so if there's no question, I will wish you all, yes, Dasha is, no, she's just doing it here. So if there's no question, I'll just wish you all good health. And it's so good to see you all. I think the last time I was out of Israel was with you guys, and it was a great time, and thank you for spending the last hour with me. So good to see you all, really. I mean, you're all ugly, but it's good to see you, it's
Если у вас нет вопросов, я хотела сказать, что я была очень рада вас видеть, я желаю вам всем быть здоровыми. И последний раз, когда я находился вне Израиля, это было вместе с вами, ребят. Вы, конечно, ugly, yes, I translate this. Вы, конечно, все не очень выглядите, но я рада вас видеть.
Даша, stop crying. Даша, stop crying. Даша, stop. Yehonatan, start.
Яна хотела вопрос задать. Яна has a question.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one. I thought that nowadays we don't have much art pieces that are remarkable. So, what will next generations in future will think about us? What pieces will tell them about our culture? Maybe what can it be?
I think there is a lot of art that are being done now, a lot of digital art and a lot of sculpturing, and usually art takes time to become aware, for the public. So, I mean, as you can see, we all know Banksy. So in 100 or 150 years, graffiti will tell stories, but also a lot of other artists that are working today, and we still haven't got to know them, will be revealed to the next to come. And you know, I think there is amazing artists that are walking today among us. We just need to find them. I'm reading now a great book about 3 artists that are walking as we speak in France and in England, and they're doing amazing things. And I didn't know them up until 2 days ago when I started to read the book. And I think we live in a very, very unique time that art can move much faster between people, between cultures, and a lot of it is being done with computers. And it's very interesting to see. You know, I mean, give it 20 years, art will become a cyborg art. Human being will become pieces of art, you know, combining with electronic devices and glowing stuff, and the brain will be downloaded to a computer. This is art. This is amazing stuff that are going on now, and we don't know how to get it into our head, but start and follow. There is a lot of art that is going on. I'm going from one museum to another in Google, and you can see modern art, and it's amazing. Yeah, so we'll see how they'll tell the story of. By the way, memes will become art as well. That will tell the daily story of humankind. I mean, you see the tons of memes that we see on just about the corona. It will become art as well. And I think a lot of people will start doing art now in their homes. I started, you know, painting on woods and stuff like that. So I think we're doing okay with art.
I will translate this piece of conversation. No, it was interesting, why not? Короче, был вопрос, да, как бы, что происходит с искусством сейчас, и вообще, как будущее поколение увидит то, что происходит, да, в нынешнее время. Ответ Йонатана был о том, что, во-первых, да, как бы все переходит в этот digital формат, и очень много происходит сейчас, и намного быстрее происходит сейчас в интернете. Он начал читать одну книгу про 3 художников, не назвал какую, поэтому не скажу. И те же мемы, да, которые гуляют по интернету, это тоже искусство. И что, вроде бы все. Вот. Еще он сказал, что начал рисовать по дереву у себя дома. Вот.
What?
I said that you started to paint on woods, and Alina said that you have to make a workshop on that.
I'll send you some pictures when I'll finish.
Okay.
I can show you one drawing that I did. You want to see?
Whoa.
Wow.
Yehonatan.
Huge.
Wow.
So when I'll have new things to show you, I will.
Когда будут новые, я вам покажу.
And in that note, I think if there is no more questions, I will wish you all a good night and good health. And it's so good to see you.
Если у вас нет вопросов, всем спокойной ночи, будьте здоровы, было классно вас видеть.
And I hope to come and see you soon once, you know, airplanes will be allowed again.
И я надеюсь скоро вас увидеть, когда нам откроют вылет. Yes, I hope so too.
Яла.
Подождите, я хочу сделать общую фотку.
Let's make a photo.
А он может убрать демонстрацию экрана?
Can you turn off the screen share?
Demonstration.
Okay. А все включите камеры.
Ой, погодите.
We're waiting for everyone to turn off their webcams.
Лиманова.
Ой, Вика приехала.
Сейчас, одну секундочку.
Даша Марченко и тут, и там. Ну ладно. Готовы? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, my loved ones.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yehonatan.
We miss you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jonathan. Thank you so much.
Huh?
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Ваш не хочется завершать конференцию. Может быть,
Кто должен это сделать, Алина? Кто-то должен.
я.
Yalla. Liלה טוב.
לילה טוב.
טוב, ביי.
Bye, Yush.
Bye.